What's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony, aka the Senator of Chaos and Controversy. So I'm gonna circle back to a video I did that it kind of pissed me off that YouTube decided to how should I say assert themselves and try to assert their authority behind the policy of medical misinformation in regards to me speaking on and referencing the jab. And it was just a typical conversation about, how it's ridiculous that there is a division or a wedge put between the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated. And the legitimate concerns and talking points that are brought up concerning the legitimate and valid concerns behind the vaccine, right? But you really can't speak on it because there's something that is going on that the way that they're pushing it, the way they are going about it, the way they are trying to silence people, the way they are assassinating people's character or taking away their credibility if they are doctors or if they are people who are on the CDC that can give you firsthand information to pretty much, you know, correspond with some of the I guess some assumptions that we know to be actual legitimate and whatever. Now, I know that I said that I didn't care too much for the vaccine. I know that I said that I'm not an advocate for um what how people are treating this situation on a political level, on a social level, and well, it doesn't affect us economic. Well, actually, it does affect us economically because being that it has gotten to a point where people's jobs are in jeopardy behind these mandates to say whether or not, or even people trying to get into certain housing and stuff and being denied housing or being able to rent because of the fact that they aren't vaccinated. I mean, when they say shit just got blown way out of fucking proportion, it came to that point. And again, it was said before that there were people that might have been on the fence about taking the vaccine. They just wanted to wait. They wanted some reassurance. They wanted some more um, um, answers to their questions. They probably wanted more data. They wanted to see, the ratio of maybe the side effects, to see who did well with the vaccine, who didn't do well with the vaccine, certain individuals who it may have affected versus who it may not have affected. I mean, you got to understand, when it comes to your body, you only have one body, one life. And sometimes people aren't willing to risk or take certain chances just because somebody suggests, tell you, mandate, whatever. Um, it's kind of okay. It's kind of like this. You get people, and there's a pool, right? A lot of people are willing to jump in that fucking pool. A lot of people aren't willing to jump in that pool. But then you get the argument that say, hey, well, those that jumped in that pool, they survived. They doggy paddled to the far corner and reached the edge and stuff. But then again, it's just like, well, what about the individuals that did jump in and drowned because they didn't know how to swim? Yeah, y'all jumped in the fucking water, but not everybody made it. Um, but before I get to what I want to say, um, I did go ahead and got the experimental uh, Pokemon. Okay. Um, And the one that I got was the Moderna. It was the one that my mom and dad had gotten. Now, part of the reason why some of my skepticism was taken away is due to the fact that my mom, she's been a diabetic all her life. Okay. For a good while, she was on dialysis about 10 years ago, 10 or 12 years ago or so. Um, my dad was a perfect match, but he couldn't donate his kidney because he has the sickle cell trait. Okay. But she did have a cousin out in California who was a perfect match, right? So she came and donated her kidney. Okay. But during one of the times that my mom went to dialysis, they fucked up. One of the tubes, I guess, was compromised, and the blood that they, whatever, when they do dialysis, ended up, as a result, causing her to have a stroke. So she don't really talk right. She don't really move right. Well, whatever. Okay. So, long story short, she got the kidney transplant. Now, here's where shit gets fucked up. This woman prolonged and extended my mom's life, right? Now, my mom got the vaccination. She got the Moderna, so did my dad. The cousin that donated her kidney, she's not allowed to visit. She's not allowed to be at the house because she's not vaccinated. She said, I'm not getting the vaccine, whatever. And it's her right, because of, certain medical issues, some people have those legitimate and valid concerns or reasonings behind why they choose not to. Okay. It's fucked up because of the situation with how they marketed this whole vaccine situation bullshit, and the narrative behind it, and how they pushed it, and the consequences behind if you didn't get it, um and above all, if something does go wrong, if you do end up getting fucked up by taking the vaccine, there's no accountability, there's no consequences, you cannot sue. But you're supposed to be okay with that. Certain people, they're not mandated to get the vaccine, but the requirements with consequences if you don't are placed on other people. And that's supposed to sit well. That's supposed to sit well. So, I always say I'll try something one time. Um, I'll be the first to say I really don't agree with it. I don't care for it. But I guess they say for shits and giggles, let's see what this is all about. You know, I've done things in my past that, could have brought me to death. So I'm saying, what will this hurt? And if it does, it'll actually prove a point, and I'll be that example. I'll be that sacrifice. Okay. So, with that being said, got my first shot. Gonna get my second shot to 26. They suggest a booster. I was like, I don't know about all of that shit, but whatever. I could tell you what happened when I got the shot. I got it on this arm, and the soreness just went away. It's Saturday. I got the shot on Tuesday. Okay. Um, I've experienced diarrhea. For a brief moment, I had the ringing in my ears. That's a fact. You do for a moment. It only lasted about, I don't want to say 5 minutes. About 5 minutes. I had the ringing, in this ear. Um, but I experienced no dizziness, nothing else. I still have my appetite. I get smell, taste, whatever. Um, it didn't knock me on my ass. I wasn't sore. Like I didn't have no body aches. I was only like sore in the arm that I got the shot. So that much I could tell you. It's not medical misinformation. It is my experience behind getting the shot. Okay? When you go in, they will tell you these are the things that you might experience upon getting the shot. So it's not medical misinformation. So YouTube, you could try your best to try to enforce that bullshit policy, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I will fight tooth and nail for this bullshit. Okay, you can kiss my ass on that. Um, but furthermore, yeah, I did. But I'm still an advocate for those who are skeptical. You know, um, for those who got it, there's an understanding and why you felt that you needed to get the vaccine. Why you thought that you should get the vaccine outside of all the propaganda, the narratives being pushed, this, that, and everything else. You know, you made a choice because it was a choice that you decided to make, not because it was forced upon you. Or the consequences were put into place if you didn't. You know, um, again, they've attacked a basketball player, you know, trying to penalize him and assassinate his character because he spoke on it. They went after Nicki Minaj. And it's something that she said is like they will always use a black person to be their mouthpiece to go in and go after somebody to assassinate their character. People say, why do you bring up certain things? Why do you bring up the past? Because it has a point of reference. When they fucked up and did the Tuskegee experiment and intentionally infecting black people with syphilis, black men especially, who did they have sitting right on the side of these white fucking doctors just injecting motherfuckers with syphilis, watching them get sick? Had penicillin to like cure them, but they didn't do anything. They had women black nurses. Yeah, go ahead, get the shot, and then just stood by and just watched the deterioration of the health of the individual. So it's not medical misinformation when I bring that up, because you can look it up, and the Tuskegee experiment is right there, and all the facts behind what had taken place and the reactions, the cause and effect. Okay. So, with that being said, um, I did this once, and it was my choice. I chose this. Where I work, they don't mandate it. They're not saying, oh, you can't work here if you don't have the vaccine. No, I just saw that my mom did all right with, getting the shot. And she had got her booster shot. So she had her first two, and then she, about 2 weeks ago, got her booster shot. And her health is already compromised. Okay. And she's in her late 60s. Okay. So upon seeing her and looking at her as being the example of whether I wanted to or not, again, it kind of like brought my skepticism, it reeled it back a little bit. It's still there. Don't get it twisted. But with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I got more content coming out. I got to get away while I have the time to get away to do these videos and have someone watch my son momentarily so I can have these little uh, moments to myself to breathe and stop. For real? Tell me what you got. Dookie, 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 dookie. Anyway, I'll just messing with y'all. Until next time, peace.